What do you think about KD, keyword difficulty in AHREFs? Is it possible to get page 1 for keyword difficulty 80 plus keyword for a small low DR website? So keyword difficult, like all metrics, AHREFs keyword difficulty is not something that I really pay a lot of attention to. But when I'm doing keyword research and then I see the keyword difficulty and it's all the green numbers, I'm like, ooh, so I do look at it and I do use it. But what I do is I instantly go look into it further with my own eyes rather than just looking at that score. I instantly scroll down to the bottom or whatever. I look at the websites. I see what their DRs are, and I see how many referring domains they have, and I see what kind of websites they are. Are they more general websites? Are they more niche down websites? And so I'm basically just looking for openings here. And is there anything on page 1 that has a low DR? So basically, am I going to be able to sneak in if I have a low authority site? So I want, keyword difficulty on AHREFs, do look at it, but it's basically just the starting point. So if I look at it and it says everything, it's a keyword difficulty 80 plus keyword, I'm instantly going to be like, okay, it's probably actually going to be hard, but look into it. Go look at the sites, like I was just saying, on page 1. Is there any website on page 1 that has a DR that's similar to your website? And then also, are all of these websites, are they, what kind of websites are they? Are they more niche down, or are they these bigger, more general sites? And then when you start getting to that, if there's nothing on page 1, like if everything on page 1 are these like bigger authority sites and they're not like super niche down, then, it basically might say that it's going to be hard for you with a smaller niche down site. But if then there's a more niche down site on there with like a lower authority, then you can say, hey, I can actually, might have an angle here to rank for this keyword. But in general, go back to your question, ranking for a keyword difficulty 80 plus keyword on a small low DR website, I would say it's probably not a good idea, man.
Yeah, it's probably not going to happen, honestly.
Yeah, it's probably not going to
Because you
happen.
have to imagine, KD of 80 is showing high competition, typically with authority sites
Yeah.
showing up for that particular SERP, right? So we're talking about authority sites versus something where maybe you could be niche down, and maybe there are a couple positions within that SERP for that. But then you're kind of playing a different game,
But
I'm
yeah,
guessing that
even then you still want that,
what?
you still want it to be niche down, and you want the sites that are on page 1, you want to see one that's niche down and like low authority. And then you could be like, I have a shot. But if you don't see that, then it's like, eh.
Yeah. And then, typically too, if you're starting with a small low DR website and you're expecting to try and get into competition like that, my guess is you probably have a newer site and you're looking, to make the buck real quick,
Yeah,
which is just not the way to look
start
at it.
small.
Now, when I conceptualize what my target's going to be about for the money site, then a lot of times, maybe within the categories, I will create hub pages that are intended to go after KD80 because my intention will be to build out an authority site over time.
To eventually
So
rank
let's
for it.
imagine this, right? Sure. Let's talk about fishing poles because I just went fishing. Maybe I start off with a topical map, best fishing poles, which would be a hub page where you could have different types of fishing poles, spinning reel, open face, whatever, deep sea, yada, yada, right? And so you can start by kind of creating these hub pages that would eventually be designed to go after these high competition terms as you grow. And under these umbrellas, you would have lower competition keywords that you're like essentially linking out to, et cetera. And then you're fleshing out the content over time. So it's a way to do it. But no, you can't expect that you're just going to get there overnight with a small website. It's going to be with the intention that, you're growing out the authority over time. So yeah, best practice, if you're trying to keep things small with your website, and trying to optimize efficiency for that particular money site and getting in the SERPs, then nix KD80 out of your idea. Start looking for much lower KD. And then, like Chris said, manually comb those keywords to see what kind of access is actually in those SERPs. Because what you'll come to find is, KD20 and under or maybe even a bit lower than that, is going to show you that there are positions available within those SERPs if you manually comb them.
Yeah, you could still write the article. Maybe it's a good article to have on your site. Like maybe you could have these lower competition keywords that you rank for, and then you link to that one article contextually, right, to try to get the users on that. So they won't land on the page from Google, because you're probably not going to rank for a keyword difficult 80 site on a on a smaller
Right.
low DR website. But you could still try to funnel them there from your other articles, right? And like Nick was saying, you're in this for the long haul. So you could go ahead and you could write that article for the keyword difficulty 80 plus keyword. You could write that article and you could have it there. Just don't expect it to rank anytime soon, right? But you'll slowly start building authority to your site, start building up links and stuff. And then over time, it's going to start moving up and up and up. And especially for these really difficult keywords, it's good. It is good to have the article there for a long time, because Google just seems to, for the really competitive stuff, Google seems to like articles that have actually been there for quite some time, rather than letting just some new article on some new authority website just come up and move up the rankings real fast. They liked it to have kind of just like aged for a while for some stuff.
Yeah, and remember, you can do stuff in stages as well, right? Like, so if you've got the permalink set up with some info on there, but you didn't really flesh out the article because it's high competition, maybe as you flesh out the website, you start seeing that the article starts popping up in the SERPs, like top 100 or something. Okay, well, that's a good opportunity to add, X amount of content, maybe using something like Surfer, so you can actually get, an idea of how long it needs to be, how many keywords need to be used, etc. But you can, kind of go after the low competition stuff, build up the authority on that particular niche from the ground up, and then add content to these more competitive sections, so that you're optimizing budget for the stuff that's going to get you money quicker.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to check the links below for more info on this topic, as well as other cool stuff like SEO case studies, our Facebook community, and our link building services. And like always, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks, and happy ranking.